Amidst the turmoil in the Middle East and an Israeli peace process that is going nowhere, Israeli youth seem to be tuning out and more interested in having a good time than changing the world. According to a new youth survey, when they do engage, they tend to be more intolerant than their elders and hold downright undemocratic views.
The main finding is that the youth is moving more to the right, meaning that if you ask them about political opinions, they will be by 60% or more identified with the right.
The survey by Germany's Friedrich Ebert Foundation found that 6 out of 10 Israeli teenagers prefer strong leadership over democracy, and 46% support revoking some basic political rights, such as the right of an Arab to be elected to parliament.
Israeli young people are increasingly embracing their nationalist values. And I say nationalist because it's not just patriotism. It's not just national identity. It's a sort of nationalism.
Dalia Scheindlin was one of the members of the team that did the youth poll, and she says that youth expressed a disgust for public life, but showed little interest in changing it.
We're talking, over 60% of both groups, and even higher among the older groups, who follow the news several times a week, which is pretty high for most Western countries. So in that sense, they're still pretty aware, right? What they are is they're feeling fairly helpless. They're feeling like they can't really do anything, that there is nothing really that can have much of an impact on Israeli society in general.
It's easy to say that Israeli youth are becoming more right-wing and intolerant, but like teenagers around the world, they are complex and often express contrary notions.
They are very much in favor of the peace process still, but they are not ready to make compromises. They would like, for example, social justice and equality, but they are very much in favor to a minimum intervention of the government in the market or in the economy.
The poll also surveyed Israeli Arab youth and found huge support for democracy, but fear of alienation.
But it's a little bit ironic when you think about the fact that, this is a Jewish democratic state, this has been the mantra of Zionism for all these years, and the Jewish young people are showing much less interest in any deep understanding of democracy, whereas the Arabs in this survey shows, across-the-board support for democratic values and coexistence behavior.
The third youth study comes as Israeli-Palestinian peace talks are stalled, but the freeze hasn't caused a major political fallout, with the Israeli and Palestinian economies thriving and violence at relatively low levels. Across the Middle East, mass protests have brought down leaders in paralyzed countries, but this fever hasn't surfaced in Israel.
The Israeli young people are, and I wrote this very clearly in my chapter, they are not a vanguard. They are not looking for revolutionary activity. They would like to have their families, they would like, economic success, which comes in second. They are not, social change comes way down on that list. This is not a revolutionary generation.
This generation of 2010-11 is different. This is also already the generation that grown up in the internet and the social networking. So this is having an enormous impact on the youth. They don't think in terms of long-term, let's say, approach or overall view of political processes and things like that.
This is Felice Friedson reporting for the Media Line.